Imagine the frustration the bad guys have when they're ready to give the final blow, and all of a sudden, their hard work goes out the window by a lucky last-second save. Almost makes you feel bad for them, doesn't it? Thankfully, we're on the other side of the spectrum, and we enjoy the amazing feeling when our hero saved right before the lights get turned off. These incredible moments touched us, and to show our appreciation today, we're looking at the top 10 anime saves of 2019.
助けを呼ぶ声聞こえたぜ水流よく一人で耐えたな
Starting off the list, we have Saitama arriving to save Suryu. Of course, we couldn't talk about hero stuff without mentioning our favorite bald hero from One Punch Man. When you're outmatched by a huge and powerful monster that's able to beat numerous S-class heroes, your best bet is to swallow your ego and go for the run, even though you've been handed a fighting tournament trophy moments ago. This is what Suryu tried to do after finding himself in a bad situation, the cause of which was the power-lusting Goketsu. Lightning Max and Snek plan to stall Goketsu so Suryu can get help, but unfortunately their plans compromised by the surprising appearance of Bakuzan. Suryu's left with no option but to cry out for a hero, and luckily Saitama heard his call just in time.
なんだったんだこいつまあいいや
Next up, we have Ginn Row saving Chrome. In the pursuit of gathering the most difficult sustains needed to create the cure-all drug, sulfuric acid disasters nearly kill Senku, Ginn Row, and Chrome. But the biggest one comes when Chrome falls towards the pool of acid. Everything happens in just a split second. Senku runs after him but is too far, so thankfully Ginn Row arrives in time to save Chrome from sure demise thanks to his new silver spear. Chrome grabs onto his spear, but Ginn Row's too afraid and can't control his breathing, unable to pull Chrome to safety. Then Senku steps up and reassures him that they can win against nature if they use their hearts and minds. Inspired by these words, Ginn Row overcomes his fear and helps Chrome get back unharmed. Coming in at 8, we have Yukimaru saving Dora. What's the perfect way to introduce the good guy in a new series? Just put a not-so-innocent girl in harm's way saved by an accidental being in the right place at the right time. At the beginning of Dora, our main protagonist Yukimaru's already started his journey and is finally ready to face his demons, literally. We see our hero arriving to his birthland after 16 years of exile. During his travel, he accidentally stumbles upon Dora, who's being beaten up by a group that she's tricked and stolen from before. Yukimaru stood on the bridge, is seemingly looking at nothing, but we soon find that he's been looking at a demon disguised as floating garbage in the water. The demon reveals itself, killing off the bullies by eating them, and when it's about to do the same to Dora, Yukimaru intervenes and despite the lack of real body parts, is still able to defeat the demon thanks to his incredible maneuvers and skills. Number 7 on this list is another non-typical and opposite of a good Samaritan saving, Thorfinn saving Askeladd. Just before they could catch up with the prince, Askeladd's band was defeated by Torkel and his men. Being more valuable alive as a prisoner rather than sending him to Valhalla, Torkel decides to spare his life for the moment at least. Right in the middle of their talk, Thorfinn comes up to Torkel and threatens to kill him because he wants to take Askeladd's life. Askeladd's surprised and angered at Thorfinn's words, but Torkel on the other hand seems happy to finish the unsettled score from their last fight.
アシュラットに手を出すな！そいつは俺の獲物だ！指一本でもそいつに触れたら殺すぞ！分かったかデカブツ！そいつに触れたら殺す！
At 6, Tomioka saves Tanjiro. Collapsed due to his wounds and decapitated by the Nichirin sword, Tanjiro crawls towards Nezuko, who's fallen and isn't moving. Rui stands up and puts his head back on after Tanjiro slashed it moments ago. Tanjiro cut his head off with one of Rui's own threads, and that's the reason why he failed. Enraged, Rui casts a Blood Demon Art Murderous Eye Basket on Tanjiro, but just before Rui finishes it, Giyu arrives and saves him in a graceful fashion. Giyu congratulates Tanjiro on holding out until he arrived. Rui proceeds to attack him, but Giyu's 11th form, in combination with his superhuman speed, is ultimately too much for Rui to handle. Then he just casually walks towards Rui and cuts his head off. Up next, we see Midoriya saving All Might from Wolfram. Saving a person from an all-powerful villain certainly gets you higher in the eyes of your mentor, especially if the person you're saving is your mentor himself. Saving someone in the last second's a job for a real hero, and it's why this heroic act is on this list. Wolfram overpowers the already tired All Might with multiple quirks. Confident in his win, he reveals that he's in the villain league with All for One, who gave Wolfram the additional quirks and power to defeat and demoralize All Might. Wolfram uses his quirk to hold All Might while trying to crush him with his scrap constructions, but Midoriya soon arrives to help his mentor. The heroic duo then throws their most powerful punch yet, going beyond Plus Ultra, defeating Wolfram in the process and freeing David. At number 4, we have Shinra saving Tamaki. Rekka makes Tamaki gather some children, promising to protect them from becoming infernals. With the premise of hugging her, he renders her unconscious and turns the children's carer into an infernal with an insect and then kills her. Tamaki awakens and Rekka says he's creating infernals for the evangelist in search of the pilot light. He infects a boy who bursts into fire but manages to extinguish the flames himself, which satisfies Rekka. Tamaki tries to flame up but fails, and Rekka tries to beat her to death with his bare hands. As he's throwing the final blow and finishing her, Shinra comes down from the sky like a shooting star, landing his devastating kick right in his face, shattering the ground beneath. Captain Musashi saving Shigeo takes the number 3 spot. Rarely do we see Mob needing help defending himself, but I guess you don't have much of a choice when you're unconscious. Toichiro sends Shibata and a separate group to find and assassinate Mob. Regent manages to take out the group, but also inadvertently turns Shibata into an implacable red juggernaut with the sole purpose of crushing Mob. After Shibata hits Mob's body into the Body Improvement Club, Musashi's group attempt to stop him but are massively overpowered, leaving only their captain left to protect Mob. Mob's determination and tenacity that gave them the courage to go on is the reason why they, and especially the captain, cared for Mob so much. Seeing him giving the best he can despite his low stamina and a weak body due to the anemia he was born with was more than enough for Musashi to have great respect for Mob. All that inspired Dimple, and he decided to show the imposter what real muscles can do. He used his 100% of physical strength to overpower the Red Berserker and saves Mob. Black Bull save Finral at number 2. You could say that Black Clover gives vibes equivalent of the Avengers Assemble for anime and also gives one of the best heroic saves of 2019. During a flashback, it's shown that a fiancé is being arranged for the next heir of House Vord, Finesse. She thought that Finral was her fiancé but was surprised when she found out that it was actually Langris. Even after that, she still liked Finral more because he's a kind, good person. This triggered Langris's superiority complex, and over time, he grew angrier at Finral. During the battle, Finral managed to cancel out all of Langris's attacks, resulting in a stalemate for a moment. Finral then showed off a new technique which transported Seke to Yami's bathroom, leaving Langris behind. In the end, Langris destroyed the crystal and almost kills Finral in the process. His crazy obsession still wasn't satisfied and he attempted to kill his brother. Thankfully, the Black Bull team reacted to this immediately and stopped his attack.
お前おかしいぞ。もう勝負は決まっただろ。エースを叩け。
And finally, at number 1, we have Scout saving humanity in Attack on Titan. Saving people can sometimes bring tears to our eyes just as easy as it can bring smiles. This is something Erwin's charge does to the fans in one of the most impactful and heartbreaking moments in Attack on Titan. Erwin gathered all scouts to reveal his plan for saving humanity. His plan relies entirely on the ability of Captain Levi to kill the Titans and, most importantly, the Beast Titan. Erwin tried to convince everyone that they'll die no matter what, but they would have a chance to save humanity if they charge against the Titans in a suicidal attack so they can buy enough time for Levi to sneak through the Titans' defenses and kill them. After that, we witnessed the brave charge of the scouts suffering huge losses. Amongst them was Armin, who was vaporized by the burst of steam from the Colossal Titan. Mikasa's team attacks Reiner to stop him from interfering. It was ultimately worth it as Levi successfully gets close enough so he can unleash his rage upon the Titans who never saw him coming until it was too late for them. And with that, the list comes to an end. So which moment did you enjoy the most and why? Let me know in the comments section below. And on your way down, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any new uploads. I'll see you next time on the TV Region.